Okay, number 1 says evaluate f of x equals 4 over x for x equals 20. What in the world does that mean?
It means 20 by 4.
You do what? But it's the other way around because it's 4 divided by x. So you have to go 4 divided by 20. You were close. What does that reduce to? 1/5. 4 goes into 4 once, goes into 25 times. 1/5, which is the answer 8. So all that crazy, complicated stuff means plug in the 20 for the x. Okay? Number 2 is the other way around. It says f of x equals 4x minus 8. For what value of x does f of x equal negative 16? So this time you're not going to take the negative 16 and plug it in for the x. You're going to take the negative 16 and plug it in for the f of x. And then solve for x. So negative 16 equals 4x minus 8. What? Add 8 to both sides. Hold on, slow down there. Negative 16 plus 8 is negative 8. The negative 8 and 8 cancel. So negative 8 equals 4x. And then what did you say, Francis? Divide both sides by 4. So x equals negative 2, which is, oh, it's a short answer. So then we're done. Okay? Any questions on those?
No.
Okay, so it says x equals a number. You plug that number in for x. If it says f of x equals a number, you plug that number in for f of x and then solve for x from there. All right, number 3, they give you this funky looking graph and they say give the value of f of x when x equals 4. It is definitely not 1 because the way you solve this problem is you go over to 4 on the x-axis. And then you, from there, go up to the graph. So here's where x equals 4. And then you need to go over to this side and figure out what y equals. What does y equal? Or f of x equals 6. And so your answer is 6. Okay? So that's how you use a graph to evaluate the thing. Boy, they crammed a lot of problems into this page, huh? All right, number 4. Yeah. So go over to 4 on the x-axis, and then go straight up from there until you touch the graph. How high up did you go to get to the graph?
Oh, like the line?
Yeah. Okay? Okay. All right, number 4. Party planner charges a $200 fee plus $18 per person for a party. The cost is a function of the number of people shown as in the graph at the right. Right, an equation represents the cost. So we've done this for a lot of different problems. The cost is going to equal what? 200, because they charge you 200 no matter what, plus 18x. Or you could do 18p if you wanted people, or 18g for guests, or whatever. Okay? So that is your function. Then for number 5, it says find the cost of catering the party for 75 people. So what do I do with that? By what? Okay, I'm going to go 18 times 75. It's what? Okay. So that's how much it's going to cost because it's $18 per person. I mean, yeah. $18 per person and there's 75 people. And then you have to add on to that the $200 that they charge just for showing up, I guess. And so,
per person or just
so the answer is C, because you have to remember to add on that 200. Okay? Okay, and then number 6, you're going the other way. If you get charged $600, how many people did you have? How did you get that? Okay, so first you have to take the $600 you paid and subtract from that the $200 that they charge you to start. So that gives you $400. And then divide by 18 because it's $18 per person. And what did you get from that? 22?
0.7.
So you just rounded to 22 people?
22.
Okay, so 22.
That's not bad.
Yeah, should we round
Right,
up?
but if you rounded up, you wouldn't round all the way up to 24.
No, 23.
Yeah, but you
But
can't
23
just say,
wasn't one of the options.
you can't just say we have the 7 of those persons, let's get rid of it.
Yeah, actually you can if the
Yeah,
money
Yeah,
is
what if we
pregnant.
like lost both of his arms and both of his legs?
Well, that's all.
And he was sort of sitting there.
Okay, then on the next page, we are doing the good old-fashioned solving equations. So this should be, we should be really good at this. We spent a lot of time on this in this class. Okay? So what do you do first to solve this? Anybody raise their hand? Not Francis.
Oh,
Nolan?
you would add 3x.
Okay, so add 3x to both sides. So negative 2x plus 3x is
Well, x.
x plus 4 equals, those cancel, 5. Now what? Minus 4 from both sides. So obviously x must equal 1. Okay? I guess that's just 1a. So if they have one, none, or infinite solutions, yeah, obviously that's one solution, x equals 1. Good point. Okay, so then now I have 5z equals 1/2 times 10z plus 5. What do you have to do first to solve this one? Distribute the 1/2. So 5z equals, what's half of 10z?
5z.
5z. What's half of 5?
2.5.
2.5, okay. Now what do I do?
Now you subtract 5z.
Subtract 5z from both sides. So those cancel, so 0 equals 2.5. Can 0 ever equal 2.5?
Yes.
No.
Well, it can equal 2.5. If you
Depends
add
what-
2.5.
Depends what you believe in.
I believe that that is no solution. Okay?
Pop ramen.
Mr. Aldridge,
Yeah,
did you have to take abstract algebra?
I did, yeah.
Is it hard? It was hard. Like, don't you have to prove?
Bunch of stuff, yeah.
That's not good.
Okay, what do we got going here?
You have to distribute
Have to distribute, so if I distribute the 3 I get 3x minus 6 plus 2 equals, what can I do over here? Combine my like terms, yep, 5x minus 2x is 3x minus 7, okay? Now what? Can I combine these first?
Yeah.
Okay, what do I get from that? Minus 4. Okay, yeah, no solution, because what's going to happen to the 3x's? They're going to cancel. It's going to leave me with negative 4 equals negative 7, which can't ever happen. So that means it is no solution.
The next one is going to be
Next one, 6x minus 1 equals 4x plus 8 minus 6x minus 3. What do you do first?
Combine like terms over.
Combine my like terms on the right-hand side. So we'll leave this as 6x minus 1. What is 4x and negative 6x combined to be?
2x.
Negative 2x. 8 minus 3 is? 8 minus 3 is 5. Need a few more of you to be paying attention.
So that didn't make any sense. Because it's 8 minus negative 3.
No, because there's no parentheses here.
Okay.
So it's 8 minus 6 minus 3. Okay, now what? Let's add 2x, okay? So 8x minus 1 equals cancel 5. Add 1. 1's cancel, so 8x equals 6. Take it on home. Divide by 8. So x equals 3/4. So how many solutions are there?
One.
Just one. X equals 3/4. Okay, and then E. Have we had a infinitely many solutions yet?
No.
Yes, this was it.
No, we have not, sir.
Okay, what do I do first?
Distribute.
Distribute the 2, so that's 2x minus 6. And then combine the like terms over here. 6x minus 6 equals 15 plus 2x.
Subtract 2x.
Subtract 2x from both sides. 6x minus 2x is 4x. Those are canceled. Add 6. So they tricked us, I guess. Divide by 4. So x equals 21 over 4. Okay?
One solution, Nate.
Just one solution. All right, now number 2. Hey, listen up. These we haven't done for a while. This was tricky. Okay? We're going to solve the equation, the absolute value of x minus 5 equals 12. All right? The reason these are tricky is because there's 2 answers. What 2 numbers can I take the absolute value of and get 12 as an answer? No, what 2? You're giving me a final answer to the question here. I want you to think about what I'm asking you. What 2 numbers can I take the absolute value of and get 12 as an answer? 12 or negative 12. Okay, good. So that means that this stuff inside the absolute value symbol has to either equal 12 or it has to equal negative 12. So that when I take the absolute value of it, I get 12, which is what I want. So the first answer is what Francis said, which is where you add 5 to both sides and get obviously x equals 17. But the answer that many of you would probably miss is that I could also add 5 to negative 12 and get x equals negative 7. And if you take negative 7 and plug it back into the original thing, negative 7 minus 5 is negative 12. And the absolute value of negative 12 is also 12. Okay? So most of the time, absolute value equations have 2 solutions. Okay, the next one here is a little bit different, except because now the only thing that's in the absolute value symbol is the x, right? So what do I do with this? What do I do with this one? I solve the equation the normal way, add 5. So those cancel, so the absolute value of x has to equal 17. So what number can you take the absolute value of and get? What? Right. 17 or negative 17. Okay, good. You could write plus or minus 17. All right, how about some inequalities? Okay, first step. Distribute. I'm going to distribute on both sides. If I distribute the 4 through here on the left, what do I get? 8x. Awesome. If I distribute the 2 here, what do I get? 8x minus 12. What do you notice? 0 is greater than or equal to 0. Is that true? Is 0, less than or equal to 0? Yeah, so how many answers does this have?
Infinite.
Infinitely many. So here's an infinitely many
I
one.
didn't write infinitely many. I wrote the numbers.
Oh my gosh, Nate. That looks like a face.
It does.
It says solve. Do we have to
Okay,
solve it?
so hey, there are infinitely many solutions to this, and what that means is my solution to this inequality is any number. From negative infinity to infinity, any number that you pick will make this work out to be 0 is less than or equal to 0, which since that's true, it'll work. Okay? So the solution is any number, negative infinity to infinity. That's what it means when you say infinitely many solutions. All right? Okay, B. What do you do first? But they're on opposite sides of the inequality, so it's not really combining. You want to add 4 first?
Kobe's always got something.
Now what? Minus 3x from both sides. Now what? Divide by 2. So the solution of this one is x is greater than or equal to 3, right? Good. Good. Like I said, these shouldn't be super difficult. We spent a lot of time on this. Okay, first step here. Distribute. So I'm going to leave the left-hand side alone. Negative 2 times 4.5 is negative 9. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. What happens here? Everything cancels, and now I get 0 is less than 0. Is that ever true? No. The only reason the other one was true is because it said it could be less than or equal to, but this only says less than. So since 0 is never less than 0, that means there is no solution. Okay? So hopefully you understand the difference there between those two problems. Okay, then I've got 8x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 16x plus 10. What do you do there? Add 2. So 8x is greater than 16x plus 12. Now what? Minus 16x from both sides. I did this one backwards. That's okay. 8x take away 16x is negative 8x. Those cancel. 12. This is good that we did it backwards because this is an important concept to review. What do I do now? Divide by what? Negative 8. And what do I have to do to the inequality symbol anytime I divide by a negative number? Switch it around. So instead of being greater than, now it's going to be less than. And that reduces to 3/2. So my answer there is x is less than negative 3/2. So don't forget, when you divide by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality. All right, number 4. First step. First step. Subtract 7 from both sides. So those cancel, so negative 2x is less than or equal to 7. Then divide by negative 2, so same as before. What do? I have to flip the inequality. 7 divided by negative 2 is 7 divided by negative 2 is negative 3.5. So which one shows the graph of x is greater than or equal to negative 3.5? Greater than or equal to, because we had to flip the inequality, so it's B. Okay, and then number 5 is a compound inequality. Do you remember how to do these? What do? I subtract 3 right from all of the different places. So I subtract 3 from the middle, from the left, and from the right. So 11 minus 3 is 8. So those cancel. 21 minus 3 is 18. Then what? Divide by 2 again in all of the spots. So that leaves you with 4 is less than x, which is less than 9, which is b. Okay? All right, 2 more quick ones. Okay, hey, these are pretty straightforward. You just have to solve 2 of them at the same time. So if I'm going to solve 2x plus 1 is less than 1, what do I do? Subtract 1 from both sides. So those ones cancel and these cancel.
No.
Divide by 2, which means x is less than 0. Or, what do I do over here? Subtract 5, 1 stepper. X is greater than 3. So which one is x is less than 0 or x is greater than 3? A. All right, and then the last one. Okay, there'll only be a few of you in the room that are going to be able to hang on to this and be able to remember it for the test. This is a tricky one when you have a inequality and an absolute value. You make 2 equations, or 2 inequalities, I mean. You go x minus 8 is less or greater than or equal to 4. Does anybody remember what the second inequality you write is? Close. X minus 8 still is less than or equal to negative 4. Okay? So your impulse was right. You're changing the sign on something, but it's the thing that's on the right here that you are changing. So you have 2 different things there. Either x minus 8 can be greater than or equal to 4, or x minus 8 is less than or equal to negative 4. Okay? What do I do now? Add 8. So this is x is greater than or equal to 12. This is x is less than or equal to negative 4. So if you look at that graph, it's 2 separate graphs. At 12, I need a closed dot and the arrow going to the right. And at negative 4, I need a closed dot and the arrow going to the left. So which one is that?
Would it be positive 4?
Yeah, there's no option for negative 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, I screwed up. Because you add 8 to both sides, so that's going to be positive 4, so we'll call that positive 4. So it is D. Okay? Okay, make sure your name's on that and pass it forward.